what's happened. So am I. Took off and went wild. Took off and went wild. Took off and went wild. If you're wondering what's happened, so am I. The computer that we have took off and went wild. If you're wondering what's happened, so am I.
We interrupt regular programming to conduct a routine test of the emergency broadcast system in the Canton area to ensure that in the event of a real emergency, everything is in perfect working order. This is only a test. There is no actual emergency. We will now resume regular.
While not making eye contact with the outside, please lock all doors and seal all windows. Shut off all power in your home. Turn off all lights and electronic appliances. All members in your household should hide in the most central part of a building. Under no circumstances should you go outside, no matter how compelling it is. Do not try to figure out what the threat is. This is just a test.
This is only a test. There is no actual emergency. We will now resume regular.
No! 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 Why is there not a light right there?
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ. God bless it.
Sorry.
Oh no, cat.
Whee! Good evening. Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? Enigma, welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing? I was meaning to go to a different screen tonight. I meant to do this. How are you, Enigma? Long time to talk to. Blueberry, hello. How are you?
Ooh, piece of candy.
Oh, piece of candy, right? How's everybody's Sunday going? Hopefully everybody's Sunday went well today. That one and that one. Nope, that one. There we go. There we go. Evil! Peas in my Cheerios. Man, don't do that. That's mean. I mean... No, I'm not even going to ask. I'm not even going to ask. Not even going to ask. How was everybody's weekend? Hopefully it went well. My weekend was okay. Enjoyed Saturday, being off on Saturday. Went back to work and saw one person a day. It was a very slow day today. Busy and too short. Well, I wish I could have given you my day. Because it was slow and not long. It was too short. But, you know. Oh, wait. My image here is bigger than 3%. Uh-oh, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble. My image is bigger than 3%. I hope everybody's weekend went well. Tonight, we're going to be working on our our mod for Stationeers. Yeah, right? Exactly. Exactly. That's my thought too, Evil. We're going to call it 3%. 3% and we're good, right? They did. Well, we'll see how far that goes, right? Because they say that they redacted it, but then something else will come up. So, I've been seeing everything that you guys have been talking about in the management channel there, Evil. That's good news. Because that's, I think, what's going to be happening this week. Is we're going to be pushing it. Yeah, that's kind of what we wait for, is about a week, maybe two. Two's kind of pushing it before we push a new start. So I threw a discussion about it in our Vanilla Minecraft channel. So I'm thinking that's gonna be probably later this week, maybe early next week, that we're gonna go 120. So we'll see. We shall see. But yeah, I don't talk much in that channel, obviously, as you can tell. I mean, I'm there if you need me, but I'll let you guys do your thing. Ordering some Audio-Technica cans. Cool. I'm just happy to be a part of that channel, Evil. To be quite honest with you, you guys got some pretty big names in there that are far better at it than what I am. See, I like these here. These are the DT 770 Pros. They're over the ear. They have a nice soft top to them. I've had these for about 2 years now. And I just noticed that the siding is popping off, but there's still, it's not like it's not like it's twisting or anything like that. Well, you guys couldn't see that, but it's not turning. It's still foam shaped. It's a nice foam inside. I just noticed that the band where they hold together down here, it popped off. Yeah. I was thinking about doing in-ears. Seriously was thinking about going to in-ears. But I kind of have, mixed thoughts on it. That's kind of my thought on it. I have mixed thoughts. I'm not... Yeah, they are expensive. I wanted something comfortable where I could just place them on my head and not feel like they were falling off. I will say that these do get a little warmer the longer I wear them in terms of temperature variation, but they're not bad. They're very deep, so my ear doesn't rest up against the inner working of that. I really like them. They're metal framed all the way across, so it's not like a lot of people look at this and go, oh, they're gonna break, because they twist and stuff like that. All the way through, they are a metal housing, so it goes up and over like a metal band. Pretty good set of headphones. Yeah. About $150 is what they're going for. And then, like I said, they just rest on there real nice and easy. They don't squeeze my head, like some of them do. I had an old pair. I don't know where they went. Had an old pair somewhere that were really nice. Now they're like $700. I bought them for like $80. So real hot when wearing cans. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, and see, that's kind of my thought is behind them too, is I wanted something that was, that didn't squeeze my head, but stayed there if I was moving, right? But then at the same time, I didn't want it to sound like, I didn't want sound deafening earphones to where I couldn't hear what's going on around me. I know that Churro said something about he's got open back earphones. So, I mean, talk to Churro. He knows a little bit more about it than I do. He said he's got some real nice ones where they're open back, so he can hear everything behind him. These are, like I said, they go around the head. They're a little quiet, but they're pretty decent. Had to replace the padding in your Bose headphones. Yeah. How long have you had them, Enigma? So yeah, tonight we're going to be working on our mod for Stationeers. We're not rewriting it, we're rewriting the prices of them. We're going to go to a more unified price point. On your Bose padding is pretty well. Oh, your Bose padding is pretty bad. Let's go here. We're gonna go. Got the button push. We're gonna go. That turns that one on. Here. So, yeah. Our mod, really good mod. I'll show you. Files you posted, PTA Stationeers. We got 131 subs to this thing, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty cool to have that many people that are interested in the mod. Just adding things to it. But we're going to be, if your head becomes too hot, you can have it can trigger a seizure. Yeah, you don't want that, Enigma. Don't want that at all. Currently, the way that our mod is right now is it's all based on vanilla pricing, but we're going away from the vanilla portion of the game. So earlier today in CK's stream, if you aren't following CK, at C_K_Y, that guy right there, pretty awesome person. He and I were talking about, and Enigma was there too. We were talking about the value of our base mod. I brought up a question and asked how much should something be worth, and should it be worth our time, or should the value be considered if time is, should we take time into factor based on the value of what it takes to make these? By the way, how are the audio sounds? Audio sounds good. I had to reinstall my audio drivers tonight. I was getting some weird feedback in my headset, and come to find out, because I had my router on my desk and not down under the floor, or on the floor under my desk like I had it, I noticed a humming that was present in yesterday's stream that wasn't in the stream before. And it's because I had my router up on my desk. It was causing feedback to my amplifier. Yes. I don't know. I think there was network issues. It wasn't my router. Yesterday, my network, okay, so on Friday, the network itself crashed. The first time. And then the second time, I noticed that the router had shut down and restarted. But on Wednesday into Thursday, there was an outage through the county that I live in. And it was down for like 10 hours. So I think that's what the problem was, but I did notice that it was hot. So I moved it up on top of my desk and hoping that it would keep it cooler, but it didn't keep it cooler. Like it didn't make any temperature difference on the router itself. So, and then today when I was listening to it, I noticed a weird humming noise, and it was like it was almost popping, and I'm like, well, what's going on with that? So then I started going through and messing around with some settings and in my audio stuff, and reinstalled everything and noticed that it was still there. And when I was grabbing my amp to make sure all my connections were good on my amp, I put my hand between the router and the amp, and the noise went away. And I went, okay. So then I moved the amp, moved my hand away from it, and it came back. And then I said, okay, and I put my hand in front of my router, attempting to grab it to see how warm it was, and the noise went off. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Let me move my router, and I put my router back down on the floor where it was, and sure enough, the audio noises that I was hearing went away. So, microwaves, man, microwaves, they can do some weird things. Microwaves can do some weird stuff. So, we're going to jump down here in that voice channel, in case anybody wants to join us. We are going to be looking at, so I had thrown up something in Stationeers chat to figure out what people that they can do really silly things. Or I don't know if we call it microwaves, but radio waves. Microwaves can do some weird things too, but yeah. So we threw something in the Stationeers chat in the PTA Discord about values. Speaking of, hello, sir. How are you? I'll microwave, right? Good evening, or good evening, CK. Go do your stuff. You were late. Yeah, I know. I was having audio issues. We were talking about when you missed the last part of what you came in on. I was having feedback issues, and it was due to my router being on my desk versus under my desk. I noticed playback yesterday that I was hearing like a popping noise and like a not so much a static, but like there was interference. Like I'm pretty sure everybody's heard it. Whenever they set like an older style cell phone next to a speaker or something like that, and you would get that feedback, I was getting that, and I couldn't figure out where it was from. Long story short, it was from my router sitting on my desk facing my amplifier, which was on the other side of my desk. So those radio waves were interfering with my amplifier, causing all those feedback issues. And that, I believe that's what you were hearing the other day, Enigma, when you said that you heard a fan in the background. That's what caused me to look at it today was I'm like, well, wait a minute. Enigma said that she heard a fan in the background, so that's why I started looking into it. And then I noticed it, and I'm like, well, my fans are off. You know, there's no. I through my filter, I filter out my fan. So I know that it wasn't the fan. It was interference. It was feedback, and you can't filter out feedback. So, because if you don't hear it now, that's what it was. But yeah, so I'm sorry, CK. That was my bad. Like, I went live right as you ended, so it's all good. All good in the hood. We're gonna be working on the thing tonight for the mod. But yes, you ate perfect. Glad you got up, you stretched, I hope. I mean, you've been sitting there, you were live for almost what, 9 hours, 10 hours today? Actually, you were alive for almost 12 hours today. So but yeah. Almost, yeah. So I threw up in Stationeers chat asking for values for these here. And then based on these, we'll be able to determine the total value based on how many of each item it cost, is what my thought is going to be. Because not only am I going to be able to use these, that'll be my second set. So we're going to say this equals that. And get rid of that. I saw why BT asked why, and I threw out back there, or I threw back out why I was asking for it. Using the rarity value makes sense. Yeah, that was kind of my idea, was based on the rarity of the planet, right? But then each planet can have different rarities. Kind of get that, but it's more so how easy it is to get something. So I was thinking tiers. So these three here would be of a, an easy tier. And then, let's undo that and do, these three would be of an easy tier. And then these three, let's see, and then we could say silicone and lead. I guess we could do gold. I know silver's more rare than gold. Is gold more rare than lead? I would say silicone and lead are about the same rarity. I wish there was a way that we could see the rarity of... I wonder, can we? Can I bring up... documents, my games, Stationeers, saves, Mars PTA, world.meta. Let's try here first. Well, go away. I don't want to update you. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. Let's find iron. Environment. Okay, so those are all environments. Let's try that one. Nothing in world meta either. World settings? Nothing in world settings. So it's got to be in that bin file, which I don't think I can access. Probably not. Yeah. No. So there's no actual way that I can look up a cluster. Maybe let's try Stationeers. Stationeers Wiki. And say, or yeah. Automation, ores. Like there's not actually a weight for that, is there? So those could all be, well, see, they can't all be tier, well, they would be tier 1. And then those would be tier 2. And then those would be tier 3. But we also need to take into consideration how easy it is to get. I would say coal, iron, and copper are probably the easiest, followed by silicone. Just trying to think. Kind of looking at them. And I would go silicone and lead. Gold. Silicone, lead, gold. I could see all those. Yeah, those would all be the same. Silicone, lead, gold. I would say that would be a decent tier. silver, nickel. He just kind of threw him out there. You got to remember, CK. He's sleeping now. He's 6 hours ahead of us. So I would say that well, he's 6 hours ahead of me, so he's gonna be like 8 hours ahead of you. I was just asking for values, what you would rate those as based on, you know, how often you would see them generated in the world. I didn't specifically give a value, you know, between 1 and 10 or anything. I would just how would you rate these on easiest to hardest to find? And then based on that, I would then give a value to. For me, anyway. Between my rarity and how important these are in the start without sensor lenses. Yeah. The minables. We could do that. Let's go here and go Steam games, Steam apps, common, Stationeers, Rocket Station data, manage. Nope, not manage. Streaming assets, data, and minables. So the rarity, that's a good thing right there. Rarity's got iron's got a 90 a rarity. Let's do this. Boop, boop, boop. Rarity. And we'll go 90. Ice has a rarity of 20. Wow. Oxide has a rarity of 60. Volatiles has a rarity of 25. Gold has a rarity of 30. Coal has a rarity of 60. Copper has a rarity of 40. Wow.
What's up, Walls?
What's up, Ghost? How you doing, buddy?
You at home?
I am at home. I am doing some Stationeers coding. We are working on the mod tonight.
Are you streaming?
I am.
I did not see you go at all.
Yes, sir. I am revamping.
Yeah, you didn't post on self promotions. That's why.
Did I not do that?
No, you did.
Oh my god! Wow. See, tonight, guys, I'm telling you,
You're
tonight
a failure
has
as a
been.
streamer. I swear.
Yeah, you're right. Right.
Like I didn't know you was at home.
Thank you, Kos. Let's go.
I was like, wait, you're home
working
and you're live? What is
on
this?
our bands.
What's up, Enigma?
Trader mod. Thank you for letting me know I didn't post. Wow, that's the first time I've missed in a long time.
Evil, you can't blame me. I'm the one who said, hey, you're live? Like, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know.
Sorry. Yep, I'm live. I am live. What's up, Jimmy? I know, right? I am a loser. Oh man, I am such a failure tonight. Well, I had audio issues.
You know what, Evil?
To be fair.
I blame you because you've been in chat longer than I've been here, so I feel it's your responsibility at this point.
Oh.
Just saying.
Man, oh
You know,
man.
pushing that blame on someone else when you should be taking responsibility for your actions, people.
Oh gosh. Listen, you. Oh god. Pulling out the third grade stuff there, huh?
Yeah, I mean, if we're going back to grades, I'm gonna hush.
Right?
I'm gonna hush. It's not my stream. We're gonna
So
be
but
quiet.
yeah, we are oh my god, that has a rarity of 5. We are gonna be revamping the cost of everything in our mod. Because Vanilla's cost pattern is so sketchy and nothing makes sense in Vanilla.
It's because
It's Vanilla.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
10.
Yep. It's vanilla. That's
Lead
why.
is 10. Wow. You would not think that these have this type of rarity level. Cobalt has a higher rarity. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Cobalt has a higher rarity than uranium. Nitrice. Well, you can use it, CK. That's what it's there for. Okay, so based on rarity level, copper has a lower rarity than oxide. I find that hard to believe.
Nope.
Like, that doesn't make sense. I can find copper like there's no tomorrow. Look at cobalt again. Yeah, cobalt has a rarity of 10. Which I can understand that because uranium's rarer than cobalt. Nickel, I honestly would say that nickel and silver have a higher chance of, or a higher spawn rate than cobalt does. I see more nickel and silver out there than I do cobalt.
Yeah, I don't agree with the 10 on cobalt.
But that's according to the minables. That's according to Stationeers.
Yeah, what the world
Yeah.
song does. It's like, hey, this is how you're supposed to play. So essentially, it is possible because that doesn't take into account where they spawn, right?
No, it takes it. So it's saying that the way that this works, from my understanding, is it's the rarity. So if it does spawn, this is your percentage that it will spawn, and then if it does spawn, or the weight that it will spawn. Based on that, you have your max and your minimum vein attempts as to how much is in that vein.
Yeah, but what I'm referring to is cobalt. You typically don't see towards the surface that often. You normally have to mine down to find cobalt.
I could see that.
Like that's what I'm wondering if it's still like, is it factoring in you know, the depth, right?
No,
Like,
I wasn't. Yeah, I honestly don't know about that. I mean, so that should have the lowest. So iron should be worth 1 if we're going based on rarity. And then let's see how this would work out based on rarity. 1, 2, 60, 50, 40, 3, 3, 3,
There's
2,
another 2 up there, yeah.
40,
And then
30,
30 would be 5 or 4, and then
25, 26, or 20, and
7.
then 7, 7, 7, 7, 8. If we based it on that.
I'll be right back.
Alright. Is there not a way that we can format iron needs to be 2? Is there a way to sort this? But we could sort in Excel. Can we not sort in Excel? Under data. There we go. Sort range from C to A. Oh, no. Sort from... Sort from...
I'm back.
Welcome back. Oh, no, that didn't... We didn't want to do that. Data... Sort... Yeah, it won't let me sort that way. I can sort the sheet. Yeah, it won't let me sort that way. So... Anyway, regardless. Well, so, no, it wouldn't be times, right, CK? So, the way that this formula is going to be... Come over here. And... This is going to be whatever this value is. So coal is going to be worth 2. Iron will be worth 1. And then the formula here will be how many, so this times whatever this value is. So yes, in this case it'll be 2 or 3 or 4 based on how many this is. And then you would add this plus whatever the value of silver, or however many of silver you have, would give you your total value, right? Add a new seat and short it. No, it's good. I mean, I know what it is, but that's the way that I'm kind of thinking that we do it. We give like tier 1. See, that would mean that this would be, so then here we would say this is iron, coal, copper, nitrice, three, 4 is gold, 5 is volatiles, 6 would be ice, 7 would be lead, silver, nickel, cobalt. 8 would be uranium. No. Damn it. Can I not move this? Thank you. Oxide. And then coal. And then copper we got. Silicone. Copper, silicone, nitrice, and then we're gold, volatiles, ice would be 6, lead is 7, silver is 7, nickel is 7, cobalt is 7, and uranium. I mean, that could work. I mean, I guess that's an okay value. Right? 1 to 8 or 1 to... So even if we started to... Alright, so we'll go with CK's suggestion, starting at 2 and then go 3. And then this would be 4. Silicone. Be 4. Copper would be 4. Nitrice would be 4. Gold would be worth 5. volatiles would be worth 6. Ice would be worth 7. Lead would be worth 8. Nickel is 8. Cobalt is 8. And uranium would be worth 9. Volatiles would be 7. Yeah, volatiles would be 7. No, it wouldn't. Volatiles is the 5th. We're adding 1, so that would be worth 6. Because gold would be 4, and we gave it a value of 5. So yeah. So now, based on that, uranium while it's rare to find on a planet, it's very easy to find in space, and you get a mass amount of it in space. So I honestly don't think it needs to be worth 9. I would say uranium 5. Only because it's not used in anything, so it's a free credit, essentially. If you can farm it, it's a free credit. 100 minus 25 divided by 100 floor 7.5, so huh? 100 minus 25 divided by 100, which would be 7.5 is the floor. So make it 7. Well, I think the rarity top is going to be 90. So the floor wouldn't be 100 because there's nothing at 100. So your floor is going to be 90. So then it would be 90 minus 25 divided by 90. Minus 25 times, oh, not times, divided by 90. And it's still 7. So I'm saying these are what mine are normally, or what I came up with, which was iron we did 1, oxite we did 2, coal we did 1, silicone we did 3, copper we did 1, nitrice we did 5, gold we did 5, volatiles 1, ice we did 2, lead we did 3, silver we did 7, nickel 7, cobalt 10, and then uranium we did 5. That was my just value 1 to 10. Wind was 2.
Wind is the same as mine.
Winds are the same as yours.
Yeah, except for volatiles is 7. And the reason why is because take 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you subtract 60 from 100, you end up with 40, and then divide that by 100, and you end up with 4. Right? That's the math that we ran on it. Is
Mm-hmm.
you take your number, subtract it from 100, and then divide it by 100, or divide it by 10, and you get the single digit number, right? Take 25 from 100, you end up with 75. 7.5, you move your decimal point, and then round down. Or 4, math 4, round down, and you end up with 7 on volatiles. Because it's 25, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how he came up with those numbers, and I see it, and I kind of agree with him. I don't see.
I mean, so I'm
Iron being 1, like that's debatable. Like we could debate that.
well. I was basing it on rarity, right?
Right.
Rarity
And iron is like super
common.
super advantageous, super common.
Yeah, that's why I gave it a value of 1
in super early game, even in super early game.
Mm-hmm.
But having a value of 2 makes it easier to do math. Is all right. A value of 1 could be okay. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. Enjoy your lurk. When you get back, hi. If you get back, you're working. Cool. Well, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. Enjoy work. Hopefully, it's not busy. Hopefully, you get to relax. But I mean, so how would adding another one make math easy? If iron is 1, because then you double the value of iron, and you ultimately double the cost, no? Of what you get.
A little bit, yeah, but it's
10 iron becomes 20 iron. Or 10 iron becomes 20 credits versus 10 credits. 100 iron becomes 200 credits. If you scale it, right?
I see your point, yeah.
Because it's so common, if you have 5 stacks, I mean, that's 51, 52, 50, call it 3 or 6 stacks, which isn't hard to get. That's 6 stacks of iron at 50 a pop. That's 300, that's 600 credits. You can get 6, based on that 2 being 2, you could get 600 credits in a matter of 5 minutes. Then it just becomes astronomically scaled. You know what I mean? That's my only thought with keeping it at 1.
Keeping it at 1, and I can, and I did say I can see that. I concede to that it needs to be like really low because it's super common. Yeah, 1.
I would say 1, and I'm gonna
1.
lock that in. I'm gonna give that a lock.
I can agree with 1.
Oxite. 2,
So
4.
the rest of this stuff, if you take the rarity of it and just subtract it from 100, divide by 2, and or divide by 10, and
But see, like copper,
you
right?
get. Okay,
Like-
copper's just as common. Well, I don't know. It's not though.
They say it's not, but let's do something real fast. Let's just out of the blue start up a fresh new world and see what spawns.
Give yourself the glasses, so that you can see, and then just look around. Yeah.
Yep. Because I mean I think that number, while it seems right, or while it's based on what they're saying, I understand your math and everything behind it, but I think that is just wrong, if that makes sense.
It's quite possible.
I'm not going to change anything
Fire
except
off
make
a
it creative.
Mars.
And I'll do a Mars. So create world. Call this Mars Test 1.
But then you have like Europa and the moon and.
Why could that not work? What error did it give me?
Something to do with shoot network. I don't know.
That's weird. Mars. Custom world. Mars. Create world. Mars Test 1. Confirm. System collections, generic list, asset script, objects, pipes, shoots. Workshop. Does that need to be above? Shouldn't.
That's why my game crashed earlier. I crashed loading the game earlier, and I have no clue why.
Mars. Create world. Mars Test 1. Let's validate our game files. Exit. Quit. Manage. Properties. Local files. Verify integrity. That's really weird. Oh. Okay, so it's all validated. Huh. Hmm. So everything loaded fine. Let's go back and put this back above the core mod like it's supposed to be. Data at the root level. Wait, what? Data at root level is invalid. Line 1, position 1. Wait, what? Documents. My games. Stationeers, mods, GTA Stack mod. And this says XML exception, data at the root level is invalid. Line 1 position. That's invalid? Maybe it's not this one? Okay, if it's not that one... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. The error is XML exception data at the root level is invalid. Get about data. Let me do this. A 3. Let me get rid of those and oh wait, do I not have? I do. So, PTA stack mod, what about in here? Oh, okay. That is wrong. That is not, okay, that's why that's not working. Let's open up that and go Steam games, Steam apps. I don't know why that's like that. That. Content. There. There. About. Copy that. Paste that there. Save. Okay. So let's refresh that. There we go. But that it still doesn't solve the problem of this, because these were all the same files. So now refresh. Huh. Okay, so oh wait. Something just jumped down. Why did that? Let's restart the game. Exit the desktop. Quit. But it was loading the workshop. It should not have been working off my mod folder. That's weird. So CK, the mod that I was talking about earlier, in your chat, there, workshop, file, subscribe, is called Render Distance Changer. And it changes the render distance of everything to where you can see it from further away. Send you that one right there. All right, new world, custom world. You have it now? Nice. And then when you load it, you want to make sure it's loaded before the core. So let's create. Oh, we didn't. I wonder if it's because we didn't give it a world name. Well, let's find out. And go Mars Test 1. Probably gonna tell me, you know, I think I know what it is. We're gonna go name Mars and call this Mars Test 1. Create world, and then now the save name is going to be Mars Test 1. No, what the hell? Could not find field in class. Shoot network. System collection generic list asset script objects pipe shoot. So this is looking for an asset. Station data. Could not find in field, or could not find field in class. That's really weird. Can I just start a new game period? Normal, that's fine. What the hell? Alright, let's get rid of all the ones.
Try that one. I just sent you one.
You just sent me one.
Created with everything. I don't know, something's wrong with your mod folder or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna disable all my mods and then re-enable all my mods. I just don't understand why you're able to launch and connect, right? Like no problem at all.
Yeah, I just created that world. No issues.
Make sure I'm not changing any mod stuff. Yeah, that's, get rid of that. Maybe because I had that open. Yeah, okay, so I got no mods on. A new world, custom world, Mars task 1, Mars task 1.
I set a description as well, so I don't know.
So it's not my workshop folder because I have no mods selected. Let me see if I can load. Let me see if I can load this. That's an older version, that's fine. Load world.
If that loads, use the one that I just sent you.
Cool, but problem is I can't load a regular game. You know what I mean? I can't create a regular game.
You can't create a regular game. Yeah. And I don't know why. Because I can, no problem.
What do you mean it won't let me close the game? Save as. Okay, we're just gonna do this. Kill it. Yes. And then we're gonna go. Oh, I am gonna burn it down. Uninstall. Uninstall. And that's on my laptop, which is fine. However, we're going to install it. And it's probably going to take forever because I'm streaming now. 7 minutes, not too bad. Oh no, it's going to take longer. Oh, there goes the sounds. Bear with me, guys. If you can hear me.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Right? You can hear me. Cool. Okay, then it was just on my end. Alright, so. Sync. Retry sync. That should sync all my files.
Silence. You cannot talk. One more word.
Yes, I am.
Well, don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy.
It was at this moment he knew. He f***ed up.
It was at this moment I fucked up. What the fuck? I wonder if Bepinex is fucking it up. No, it shouldn't. Like... What in the world, dude?
You know, now that you mentioned it, I renamed Bepinex.
Alright, so let's do this. Properties. Well, files. Nope. No. Properties, manage, uninstall. Uninstall. Alright, let's pull that folder up again. In-game, Steam apps, common, Stationeers. We want to keep that one. We want to keep the settings file. Right? This is, yes, we want to keep that. That's all of our keybinds. We'll get rid of that one. Image INI file. Sure, let's deal with that one. Okay, that's fine. We'll get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. And... oh, that's probably what it was. Was it was trying to load that mod config file. That's fine, I need that in there. Now we'll install under Z.
You know, balls, I think it's saying give up and go back to Celeste.
No, I wanna get this done. I wanna do this. Not gonna be on much longer tonight because wife is back from vacation, so I'm gonna go spend some time with her when it's bedtime for her. So she usually comes up about 10:30. So. But I got one more day, and then Tuesday and Wednesday I'm off. Wednesday night I'm actually, after dinner and stuff, I'm actually going to drive up to my Maryland. I got a meeting on Thursday in Maryland that I got to attend. So I'm going to go up. They're paying for me to go up the night before to get a hotel room because it's like a 2-hour drive. And rather than getting up that morning and leaving at like 5 to be there by... well, leaving at like 5:30 to be there by 7:30 in downtown traffic, I'm going to leave the night before and stay up there that night. Free hotel staycation. I mean, it's only for one day, and it's not really a vacation. My vacation, it starts Saturday. So, it's going to be... why won't you sync? My vacation is supposed to start Saturday. It was supposed to be last week, but it got pushed back. Come on. How long does it take to download from Steam? Jesus. Let's try this one more time. That's why I could load in on my laptop today and didn't get any problems at all. Because of the I didn't have Bepanex installed on my laptop. That's what it was. Fucking Bepanex. Alright, so we're in a fresh world. Let's give ourselves glasses. So those are sensor lenses. Need that. Need one of these. I need a battery. This in there, put this in there, and we'll turn that off. Put that there. And we're gonna go what? Okay, so time, sun, time, point. Let's do 1. There we go. So that right there is copper. Oh, okay. So let's do sun time 0.5. So that's copper. That's gold. That's oxide. N2 is nitrice. There's your iron. There's more copper. Copper. Gold. There's a little bit of nickel. There's silver. That's volatiles. Volatiles. Silicone. What is that? That's O2, so that's oxide. Silicone. Copper. Copper. Nickel. Gold. I mean, just looking at that, I think that copper is a very I mean, what do y'all think? Any orange one is copper. The purple is iron. That's cobalt right there. So I'm just pressing like forward. And then coal is the brown, or is the black, so that's coal right there. Well, that's what I'm saying, but you can see how common it is. we're just using for common sake, right? This is a lot of orange for, you know, starting out. So the mod is designed to give trading, was designed to give something to trading. And we're going off of rarity. If we're going off of how easy it is to get materials, I mean, anything's obtainable at endgame. Right? I'm just basing on what I'm seeing in the ground based on how easy I think it would be to get extra coal and or extra copper and stuff. Based on what we discussed, I would say that copper should be more common, which they have a rating of 40. I would say the copper is almost a higher rating than silicone. I mean, silicone's white, so I would say it's about the same rating as... Oh, they have it at the same rating. Just, I don't know. Coal's more common than copper? I would say they're about the same. Silicon is the element in the ground. Yeah, silicon is silicon. That stuff right there. That's silicon. I don't know. I think it should have a higher.
A lower.
Yeah, I just realized I spelled it wrong. It should have a S-I-L-L-I-C-O. Is it S-I-L? Is it 2 L or 1 L? I thought it was 1 L. You're fine. One thing to know about me is I fucking say shit half-assed all the time. Welcome to the channel, by the way. People pick on me for all kinds of reasons. Nothing new.
Welcome in, Cinemass.
Yeah, it's 1 L, not 2 L's.
No, you're not. It's fine.
You're here to enjoy the game, right? Yeah, I would say,
I mean, how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
I would say that oxide does have a higher spawn rate than copper. I'll agree to that. I would say coal and copper about have the same spawn rate.
Okay.
Would you not agree?
Nope.
What would you agree to? What would you... What are you...
Coal spawns more than copper.
Coal spawns more than copper. Okay.
I can find coal a lot easier than I can copper.
Yeah, and that should be factual because that's 60%.
Yeah, but...
So, coal is 60%. Copper is 40%.
That doesn't look
Iron
like
is
40%.
90%.
Though. That, I mean, to me, that copper
But
and that iron looks the same. I mean, that's just my thoughts. It's open to the floor. Discussion. Discuss away. Stationeers is a small world community. That it is. That it is.
Is there a command that you can run that would get rid of all the dirt? Like
all the dirt? No. No. Not that I see. Let's go back into the mineable section here. Mining attempts, quantity, minimum drop quantity, no. So you got the rarity, so the weight that it spawns, the max drop count.
This is why I asked you, does that number take into account the depth of stuff spawning? And you're like, it doesn't look like it.
No.
Because right now what you're doing is you're taking the glasses, which you can get, but
yeah,
they're a little bit mid-tier.
Well,
okay. Get to the advanced furnace,
well,
right?
Hold on. To be fair, we're also discussing in-tier stuff. Like, we're talking mid to in-tier things.
Yes. And if you're doing that, by the time that you get the trader, you probably have a rocket. It doesn't really matter at that point. You can set the values of whatever you want.
Let's see.
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out. What is fair and what is...
But he said based off of spawning into a new world to see the density of
wars, yeah.
And I said, but I asked him, does he think that the spawn ratio is based off of that rarity, based off of depth? Because when you first start up, you don't have the glasses, and how many people actually mine down 40 or 50 blocks to try and find ores? You just run across the surface, and if you see it, you see it.
Well, okay, right. So here we go. So, landing pads. This is, we're talking getting to trader tier, right? To be able to do things. This is to be able to set up trading stuff. It takes 5 to 15 steel. It takes 5 steel, essentially, to be able to trade, right? 5 steel and 1 copper is all you need to be able to trade, which is coal and iron and copper. That's why I said those are more tier 1 items, or I would classify those tier 1 items. That if you find a bunch of copper and iron and coal, you can create a landing pad and then have access to traders with no form of automation at all.
What do you need for the antenna?
For the satellite?
Yep.
So a small satellite dish is gold and copper. A medium satellite dish is solder and steel and electrum. And then a large is wasp alloy. So to get a large, you would probably want to be at an advanced furnace. Well, you'd need to be in an advanced furnace for Inconel and wasp alloy and astraloy. So you can get a medium satellite dish that'll be a 3x3 or a 5x5 trader, or a 7x7 trader. Yeah, no, sorry, Zenimax. That's a thing that I run to help try to control them, so you're not being spammed with them. They trigger every 30 minutes. And they trigger for 90 seconds.
An ad is currently playing. They can't hear you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I wouldn't know. I never get ads.
So, I mean, you could be at tier. You could get a, 5x5 or 7x7.
How much power is required for the trader?
For a 5x5? That would be under here. So, Zenimass, welcome back. Sorry. Yeah, I run them every 30 minutes, and I run a 90-second ad every 30 minutes, only to keep pre-rolls down, and to keep Twitch from saying, here, have an ad unsolicited type scenario. We're opening this. Yeah. Tradables. Tradables in here says for a basic trader, so these are your 3x3s. It takes 25 to 30 watts for 20 to 30 seconds. Your medium traders are 80 to 200 watts, 180 to 200 watts for 60 to 120 seconds, so for 1 to 2 minutes. Excuse me.
And
one
how
second.
much are batteries at this point?
Batteries. Let's take a look here.
And
Batteries, we're going to have to go into here.
And don't do like a big battery. We're talking
Just
probably a
regular
basic
station battery. Okay. So station battery. Battery, not a large, but a small station battery. So a small station battery is 20 steel, 20 copper, 20 gold.
And
the trader is mid-game.
I mean, if you think steel is mid-game, yeah, then trader's mid-game. So, I mean, you could...
No, the quantity of steel, the quantity of copper...
Quantity of steel is not that hard to get. Still is early game, in my opinion.
I mean, so you figure a 9 by 9, that's 81. And then you need 21 long. So pull out our calculator again.
If I recall correctly, we went through, I don't know, 15, 20 stacks of 500.
81
steel
times
to build the trade system.
5, or it's 81 plus 21. So 102 times 5. We need 510 steel.
That's just for the landing pad.
Yeah, that's for the landing pad. No. 21 is the runway.
Well, right. The runway and the land,
yeah, that's
the landing
that's
pad
the runway and the landing pad. Yep. So I would say that could be considered early to mid. I mean, considering that you can make steel in what? You just need a furnace to make steel?
Yeah. You just need a regular furnace to make. Not the basic.
Not the arc, but the next one, yeah. So I mean, that's you could get a furnace in what? 10 minutes? Roughly? Maybe 15?
So then, we're classifying
a regular furnace? Or are you thinking of an arc furnace? Does a regular furnace come with... Wait, they do?
Regular furnace. Are you referring to? An arc furnace can't
Look at
wait
your landing
still. I
pad.
don't think.
An arc furnace. Arc furnace. Arc furnace. Arc furnace. Arc furnace. Arc furnace. No, they don't come in. They don't come in your landing, your landers. Just arc furnaces. So you actually have to make a furnace. Because you have to make it through the auto lathe.
But still, you're looking at like 10, 15 minutes into the game, and you've got a regular furnace.
Regular furnace, yeah. So I mean,
So we're classifying then. Let me make sure that I understand this correct. We're classifying the trading system as a basic mid-tier thing. Like you should have a trading system before you have your glasses.
You could,
From what we're seeing here,
you could absolutely, because your glasses
require a tier 2 furnace.
Glasses are going to be in a tool
advanced.
trader.
They have to have an advanced furnace to make them because they take Astro or one of the two.
They take Inconel silicone steel for the lenses, and then the scanner is
Else tier 1.
Tier 1. So Inconel, I mean, Inconel would be Inconel. You need an advanced furnace to make. Yeah. So and then your advanced furnace requires gold, copper, steel, electrum, solder, and silicon, and a tier 2 printer. So if we're saying the advanced furnace is mid game, I would definitely say that a trading station is early game. Like right in the cups of early game.
So then you have to go based off of early game mechanics.
Yeah.
Early game mechanics, you're not going to have those glasses to see down in the depths unless you do the glitch trick where you dig under and you dig up and look. And even then, it's not that easy.
Well, true, but I mean, it's not hard to find copper either. I wouldn't say that it's hard to find copper.
No, I'm saying that you got to base it off of, like, everyone else would more than likely just be running across the surface looking for the items. That's why I said I don't believe the rarity is based off of depth. It doesn't take depth into the factor and all that.
Yeah. I mean, but so would you both agree that you would consider an or an advanced furnace mid game?
I consider him yeah.
So if we're considering that, if we're thinking that that's mid game, we could have a trade station early game, and we need to base our prices based on taking automation out of the scenario, because automation is more mid to late game anyway. I mean, you could have some forms of automation.
And basing it off of early game mechanics, absolutely.
Because you're not going to, I mean, yeah, you might get a miner up, but you're not going to have a rocket up that early.
So, okay.
So then the numbers that me and Wynn came up with are pretty spot on for pricing. outside of iron, I can agree and I can attest to iron being one.
I would honestly say copper's more like, if we're going
2 or 3.
Yeah, I would say 2 or 3. Because just on the rarity, you're going to be digging around looking for that stuff anyway. And you're going to be able to get that. That's a fairly common material. Just on commonality's sake, I would say it's not quite as common as coal, but it's not like nitrice. Nitrice, I would say, is more rare than copper.
Absolutely.
But they have it rated at the same rarity level. They would say that both of those are
Could spawn in the same. Yeah.
spawn the same weight. So to say oxite is worth, if we're going to say oxite's worth 4, the coal, what I would say, is worth 4 as well. But then again, we go back to the scenario of, okay, well, how often is it gonna be used to sell things? Like iron, we just discussed saying that by adding 1 to it, just because of how common it is, can make it, can break it, right? Could the same thing happen with copper? If you can mine so much of it, is it worth it to make it 4, or in this case 6? Worth 6 credits. Because whatever these values that we give here, this is going to determine the rest of what everything else costs. Regardless of what it is, whether it be a gun or your furnace or your art, whatever, the hardest thing to make, it's all going to take this into factor in consideration.
Correct.
So, that's where those 2,000, where the filters could end up being a little bit more than what we have them at right now, if we take everything into consideration.
And they could also end up being less.
They could, absolutely.
Absolutely less.
Yeah.
But you are absolutely right. Yeah.
So
when you get a bunch of power players, you, BT, me, Post, in a world together, you end up breaking mechanics, like ridiculously breaking mechanics.
So you just started a new game with a friend 4 days ago. So it's been a while since we've had to start a new game.
5 months.
Yeah, we're 5 or 6 months into this one. All right, so oxite. I'll meet you in the middle. Say oxite's worth 3.
I'll meet you in the middle and say oxite's worth. I can agree.
You're gonna agree with that.
I'll even meet you in the middle. I'll even meet you in the middle and say coal's worth 3.
Coal's worth 3 as well?
3. That's right.
I could see that. Would you agree to that, Coase? Made my friend mix of ours. Endgame.
Would I agree with what?
Coal being worth
coal
3.
Coal's not as common as iron, but the amount of coal that you have to get means that you're constantly looking for it. So it's more common than other stuff because you're constantly, I need steel. right? So you're constantly getting coal. So you constantly have coal on hand until you get to a point where you don't need it anymore, right? When you have a few thousand.
The learning curve is very steep in this game, but once you get it down, it's a very fun game to play.
So I could agree with 3. I could even see it being 4, but I think 4 is a little too high.
I think 4 is a little too high. I would agree with that. But unless we start adding decimals, that's going to
No. And then so I'm gonna match copper to coal.
Okay.
That sounds fair.
Silicon at 4 is fine by me because silicon's more rare.
Yep.
From I think it is, yeah.
And it's not really used in a lot of things until like late game, like base building and stuff like that. Like you don't really need silicon like you do the others.
Oh, not until you're building glass and solar panels and
tanks,
but
and
that's
stuff like that. Insulate, yeah.
All that's later in the game.
I could agree. I could agree with that being 4.
It's more of a hey, this is a mere tier resource that you find on occasions, and then eventually you go looking for it.
I'm gonna say volatiles is not 7. I'm gonna say volatiles is more like 4.
Are we talking volatiles in ore form, or are we
Ore
talking
form,
volatiles?
ore form.
Ice.
Ore form.
Yeah,
ice.
Volatile ice.
Okay. Then I would say that's more of a 3.
You would even say lower. Okay. I mean, just based on how common it is.
You can go out and find volatiles so easily. Like it is.
They have it at a higher spawn rating though, or like a lower spawn rating. They say that it's 25.
They may be having it at a 25, but it's fairly. I mean,
I wouldn't say it's.
Maybe with the new ices in the game, it got pushed down, but it didn't used to be that low.
I wouldn't say it's one of the higher rarities of the ices. I would say ice itself has a higher
Regular
rarity
ice, yeah,
than volatile ice. But according to what they have, there's only a 5 weight difference. But I can't find nitrice more than I can volatiles. In a new world, I think that I would find, based on what I remember when we spawned in this world, I would say that volatiles spawned more frequently than nitrice did. That green ice. Would you agree, CK?
I would. Even on the moon.
Even on the moon, yeah.
When I remember back.
I mean, you're a fairly new player to the game, so nitrice wasn't a thing when we started.
Yeah, nitrice was not a thing. That's a brand new one that they added in.
But I would say volatiles. You would even say 3, really, Ghost?
Yeah,
you would say that it's as common as oxide and coal and copper.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it might be a 4.
Let's try it.
It might be a 4.
Let's try it.
But it's
okay. Let's try it at a 3. We can adjust it, and then it'll adjust the math, because you're about to do a whole bunch of formulas and whatnot, and then we can play with these numbers a little bit.
So nitrice, I would say, is more like gold.
A 5.
Yeah. I would say
gold is.
Gold's a 5. I say gold's a 5. CK and Win say it's more like a 7.
I don't know about a 7.
I would
nickel,
say.
I can agree with nickel being a 7, but
well, that's kind of meeting in the middle there. Nickel being 8. Nitrice, I would say, is a 5. I would say it's about as common as gold.
And uranium being a 5.
Uranium being a 5 just because there's
no use for it.
No use for it.
yeah, there's literally not a use for it in the game yet. So,
And they have it. They have it. Yeah, they have it at a spawn rate. They have it at the lowest spawn setting. I only did it because it's a free credit. I mean, honestly, I would even say that this is like 3, because by the time that you're able to automate that, it's free money at that point, right?
Right.
So,
well, think about it, because these prices here, iron ore, raw iron ore is 1 per iron, 1 credit.
Yep.
Oxide is 3 credits. Coal is 3 credits. Silicon is 4 credits. Copper is 3 credits. You take a stack of 50, that's 50 credits for iron.
Yep.
That's, so on and so forth. And uranium being a free credit at 3, okay.
but it's also more rare than the other resources. So it's not like it's 100% free, because you gotta find it.
Right, and that's why we set it at 5. But I could agree with 3. 3 is okay.
Okay. Nitrice gold. I would go with 5 on either of those.
Those are fine. Ice is 7. That's fine. Lead at 8. I don't know about 8.
Lead at 8?
Lead, silver.
Well, based on
silver, nickel, and cobalt.
Yeah, based on what they give the rarity at, lead is a 10. A rarity of 10.
It's the same rarity as nickel?
Nickel and silver.
Silver and cobalt.
I can find lead easier than I can nickel, so I don't know about that.
I agree. You guys put it at a 4.
I agree with that too.
I put it at 3. I mean, I'm fine with either or. If we put it at 4, that means that it's on the same value scale as silicone. If we put it at 3, it's the same value scale as copper and oxide and coal. Or we could put it at 5 and be the same value as nitrice and gold.
I would say the same as silicon and coal would be okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Ice, silver, nickel, like we can pull those down to silver, cobalt, nickel, 5.
You'd put them on the same as gold and nitrice?
Yeah, and ice. All of those.
All of them worth 5.
Yeah. Would you agree with that, Kos?
Yeah, I mean, those things are. I mean, ice isn't hard. It's difficult to find, but you only need it until you can get a ice rocket.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think of when we go out and digging. Yeah, taking out the rockets. When you go out and you're mining and stuff like that, how often do you find ice? Just ice. Do you find it as often as you find silver? Or do you find it more frequent than silver?
You find it probably as often as you would silver.
Yeah.
Okay, do you find it as often as you would gold?
No. Gold you find more.
Okay, so then that means it's got to be higher value than gold.
Okay, so then go to 6 on it.
And then would you find silver and nickel?
and cobalt.
I would say cobalt.
Nickel and silver are harder to find, in my opinion.
Yep.
Silver maybe less so than nickel, because every time I play in the beginning, I think you need nickel for the advanced furnace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I always find that I spend hours looking for, is just nickel. Just trying to find nickel. Like, I run across all the other ones, but I might get like a small amount of nickel here and there. And that's what I've always found.
So you would say that nickel is more
Same thing
rare
with
than
cobalt.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
cobalt's like a 7.
Cobalt. Yeah, I would say nickel and cobalt are probably on the same.
And then silver's a little bit lower. Silver and ice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so then we go back to our volatiles. Would you say that are... I mean, I'm fine with the rest of them. The rest of them are... You know, all of these are... I'm fine with. I say yes to those. Volatiles... 4, maybe? 3? Does it spawn as often as oxite?
No.
Like,
yes.
No. You find oxide more than you would volatiles.
Okay, does it spawn, do you find it as well as you find silicone?
As silicon? Yeah. I would say they probably have the same, give or take.
I'm kind of the opposite. I would say that it spawns as often as coal and oxide. And then silicone's a little bit harder to find.
I can see that too. I mean...
It depends on the generation of the world, though, as well, because the world generation is weighted, right?
No, I don't think it is.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Well, we'll leave that. So
let's get the heart of it. We've got the base values. Let's get the heart of it, and then we start tweaking the base values and see what happens.
1, 3. You know what? No, we're just gonna take this. Copy. Paste it. Clear contents.
Right.
And we'll get rid of that. Alright. So now we need to come over to why? No. Let's undo that so we can see. Let's do, where can I lock this at? Freeze plane. Now there's a way that we can freeze the plane.
Oxygen low.
Tools, extensions.
Oxygen critical.
Oh, I'm dying. Been so long since I've used this. Freeze, there we go. Freeze row up to row 18.
I'll be right back. I gotta grab me a drink.
Cognition low.
Copper is worth.
Cognition critical.
Copper's worth 3. Coal is 3. Iron is 1. Silicone 4. And we're gonna freeze this plane here.
Health critical.
Lead is 4. Gold is 5. Silver is 6. Nickel is 7. Cobalt is 7. Cobalt, nickel, silver. Gold is 5. Lead is 4. Silicon 4. Iron 1. Copper is 3. Coal is 3. Okay. You unfreeze. No column. And you freeze. No rows. You alright, babe?
Yes.
That one. All right. That looks right. So this is going to be some.
Hey babe, I realize why you haven't had coffee all week.
What?
I realize why you haven't had coffee all week.
Because you haven't been home?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that really the reason why?
Not the total reason why, but yes.
Seriously?
I mean, it's not the exact 100% reason why, but yes, that's the reason why.
The reason you ain't had coffee all week.
Oh wait, so what are we working in? L19? Total value. Yeah, so that's going to be the sum of all that. Yeah, that's fine. And then this is going to be oh wait, no. That's oh, how are we going to do this? We need to take this go away. Yes, Enigma says I am lost without you. You would be totally correct, Enigma. 100% correct.
Oh no, you mowed the lawn and we did your laundry.
Oh, thanks. So the total value needs to be. Oh wait. So this.
So balls
needs to
Hold
equal.
On. Go back.
Go back to what?
Never mind.
this needs to equal the sum of this. Or no, it's not sum, it's just... It is B19 times that one. Enter. And then I should probably put these in order here. This is going to equal that times that. If I stretch this out, what's that? B5. Yeah, see, it needs to stay B3.
There's a way that you can do that in your formula there. Use the dollar sign.
Or is it B3? No, it's B4.
So it's dollar sign B3. Is that
like
what locks it in?
Let's find out. Nope.
So then when you drag that, it could change it to O.
Yeah. I mean, I can do that and change it back. Because it's just B4. Problem is that when I copy this, I copy that and paste it here. See, it jumps down to B14. 14, 14, 14, 14. Oh, well, it stayed B14.
Temperature low.
So,
Oh, balls! You put the dollar sign in the wrong place. It's B $4. And then drag that down.
okay, cool. That's going to give us that value. $6. That's okay. This is going to be a little bit longer than what I wanted to do tonight. That's going to be this times that. And we're going to call it $2. that. Alright, so
Now,
I
what
gotta do
happens
that.
if you drag that? What happens if you drag that over one?
Drag this over one?
No. Grab iron 1, and drag it left. Drag it to silicon, or drag it right rather.
Let's say C2.
Now what happens?
E19 and C2. So E19 is that one.
E19 and C2.
C2.
So then
is
just
gonna be
change
that.
it.
So it needs to be B, and then whatever we got. So B5.
So then just take your top one again and drag it over. It'll be D4, whatever.
And then lead is B11. And then gold is B8. Silver is B. Well.
We'll figure out how to shave off hours off of what it takes to do stuff.
Yeah. What is this? Nickel? B13. And that's going to be B14, which is cobalt, right? Yeah. And the production time, I'm thinking for that one, wow. Just in time to say goodnight. Hello, Miss Aphrodite. Good evening. Good evening.
Check and make sure that it didn't screw up anything in that when you did that.
It didn't. It didn't.
Okay.
How are you? How's things? Things are well. Things are well. You know, it's not too bad. Hanging in there. Another Sunday. Week's closed. You're alright? That's good. How's your hubby? Happy anniversary again, by the way. Coast wanted to know why you didn't come see him. It is about that time. It's 11 o'clock. Yeah, you didn't go. See, Coach, she didn't go. That's why she didn't come see you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was confused.
I would say I would give that a value of 2.
So your base is 2 times. So that's your steel, electrum solder.
Ingots. So Electrum is 6 to 100K, 8 to 2.4. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
see,
gonna
and
be
that would be
cold.
like a 2x. That would be a 2x.
I would say this one is probably on par with steel. 9 to 100 to 100 MPa. So yeah, I would say that NVAR would be 18 to 20, not a problem. I would say that that'd also be worth 2 for production time.
So Constantan, Electrum, all 2.
Electrum, I would say, or Constantin, yeah, I would say Constantin's 2 as well. Electrum, I would say, is a 3.
Nope, 2.
You would say that's a 2. It's got a really low pressure rating.
Yep. So here's the thought process behind this. You ready?
Uh-huh.
Your standard alloys are 2 times.
Okay.
Your super alloys are 4 to 6 times. All standard alloys are 2 times. All super alloys are 4 to 6 times.
You would say that this 30 to 40,
even though it's a pain to make, I would still say it's only 2 times. Yeah.
See, I would say that stellite is easier to make than solder.
I could agree with you on that. But it's still not a... I don't know how to explain it.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I could say
Let's try the equation first, and then we can adjust that production time.
I mean, I could say that would be 2, and then the others would be. I could go with that. Yeah, I'm fine.
We might be wrong. We might be wrong, right? Something may need to be increased, like instead of a 2 times, it needs to be a 3 times, or instead of a you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, would we times this? Do we want to
You add it all together, and then multiply it by your production time.
So we know that it takes 1 coal and 3 iron. Probably. Oh, okay. So, okay. And we
So
can take
steel
this.
automatically gives you a 12.
Yeah. And then let's
But now,
look at.
if you change that from a from a 2 production time to a 3, it's going to change the value then. It did not.
Well, no, because I wrote it wrong. I did break it. The whole thing got canceled. Oh, you're good. So now if we change it to 3, it takes it to 18. So it adds 6. 4 would be 24. And then your wasp.
So now
your
we can use that
asteroid,
production time. We can use that production time now to
is going to
actually.
be so 2, 1, and 1. 1 copper, 1 cobalt, 2 steel. 1 copper, 1 cobalt, 2 steel. Oh. So that's going to be 2 and 6. So that would give you an astroloy. Astrology. An astroloy would give you a. One astroloy would give you a value of 88.
Right. Let's plug the rest of it in and see.
Paste is silver, nickel, cobalt. Double silver. So 2, 1, 1. Using that at 4. Inconel is gold, steel, nickel, double gold. So it's going to be 1, 3, 2, and 1 nickel. And then your stellite is silver, silicone, and cobalt. Double silicone. Double silicone. Phosphaloy is double lead, nickel, and silver. Nickel, silver. So they didn't take any copper, steel, cobalt. They didn't take any solder or anything like that. Gold, steel, nickel. No. No. Iron and lead. 1 and 1. Constantan is copper, nickel. Invar is iron and nickel. And Electrum is gold and silver. So that would be your total value there. For
And Hastelloy is the most expensive one there? Huh?
Yeah. Your haste alloy would be your most expensive. Your cheapest would be solar. See, I don't think that is right. Only because it's based on what we're using. Steel is harder to produce based on that. So I would say that this needs to be at least 3.
Okay, so hold on. Before you modify that value, what does it take to make solid? Lead and what?
Lead and iron.
Lead and iron?
Yeah.
It takes four lead and 1 iron?
No. That's how much they're valued at.
Oh.
So that's the value of what they are.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's 0.5, 0.5. 0.5
Yeah,
lead, 0.5 iron.
it's 1 and 1.
Okay.
1 lead and 1 iron.
Okay. So let's increase rather than changing that to 3, change that back to 2, and let's change lead to 5 and see what happens. Take a screenshot of that.
Lead to 5. So now your value becomes 12 on both steel and solder.
Okay, but what else uses lead?
What do you mean? Nothing. Lead is
In
its
the
own.
alloys. What else uses?
Nothing.
What else uses lead? Solder is the only thing that uses lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, solder is the only thing that uses lead. Well, no, wasp alloy uses lead too.
Okay. What did it do to the price of wasp alloy?
What? Put it up to 100. Well, I got lead at 6 now. If I turn it back to 4, it puts it at 84. If I bump to 5, it bumps it to 92. If I put it at 6, it takes it to 100. That puts it right on par with the wasp alloy, right on par with the others.
That puts wasp alloy right on par with the others, and it puts solder where you wanted it, right?
About, yeah. I would honestly say that it's still... I would give it a value of 3 for solder. Even changing the value to 3 is only 21. Because it is, out of all these here, that's the hardest one to make, in my opinion. Between Constantin
and
Invar,
Invar is even harder. Yeah, Invar was way harder for me to make than it was for me to make soda.
Well, see, but the pressure at that...
You can get higher pressure easier than you can lower pressure.
No, lower temperature.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's 350 to 550 for the temperature. But
at 1 MPa to 100 MPa.
Yeah.
And that's
easier.
easier.
I could see
The Invar is 18 to 20, period. Between 1.2 and 1.5.
What if we put
That was the
Invar
hardest
3 as
one
well?
for me to make.
I would say that Steel's the easiest. Constantine and Electrum are fairly easy.
Constantine's fairly easy, yeah. Those are good.
Then I would say Solder and Invar are on the same level.
Okay. Now let's look at Astroloy, Hestaloy, Incanel, Stellolite, and Wispaloy.
Steel and Cobalt. Steel, Cobalt, and Copper for Astroloid. So it's tier 1, and 1 tier 3 ore.
Turning these up to, like I said, times 4, times 6, somewhere right around there, right?
No, I wouldn't go 6.
So what?
I would keep that at 4.
You would keep that at 4?
Yeah, it's not hard to make Astroloid. I don't think it's. I think Astroloid.
For all of
still
these?
Well, Astroloid, I would say, is fairly easy to make. 30 to 40 MPa with 1 to 2. You can make that when you're making steel. You could make steel and then turn around and make that, no problem. Stellite, 10 to 20. The temperature maybe needs to be a little bit higher. You have to be on the higher end of the temperature, which could be a little harder. Okay. Encanel's the bitch. Waspaloy's the bitch. Waspaloy, you need a low temperature and a high pressure setting. So
Waspaloy is the hardest one out of all.
Yeah, I would say that I would be happy. I would be fine with that being a 6 value. And then Incanel being
6,
a 5.
okay.
Yeah.
And Incanel being a 5? Okay.
That puts Stellite at 4.
I don't agree with that.
You don't think Incanel...
You don't agree with that?
No, Incanel is not that hard to make.
Well, it's a mediocre temperature setting, but it's a very finite pressure setting. Like you
yeah,
it's
it's 23 to 24.
So
23 and a half to 24.
Are we? Yeah, I gotta get out of my own head. Are we talking normal game mechanics and people not knowing code?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, then yes, that is harder to make. Otherwise, I don't think it's that hard to make.
Well, and no, automation
It's
is
not,
easy. It's not hard to make once you have automation. But I'm talking strictly...
Remember, we removed automation from all of this.
Yeah. Strictly, hands-on...
Because before I even make any of that, I make sure I have the entire setup for the...
You go a little bit longer. But I know what you're saying. But I'm just strictly saying for hardness sake, if you're making it by hand, I would say Waspaloy's the hardest, Incanel would be the second hardest. Haste Alloy, 25 to 30, 950 to 100, that's easy. Higher temperature, 10 to 20, that's Stellite. I would say Stellite's not as easy as Haste Alloy, but Astroloy being the easiest. So I would say Astroloy, Haste Alloy, Stellite, Incanel, Waspaloy.
In that order.
In that order, yeah. Astroloy, Haste Alloy. I would be I would say even if you took it down to 3.
Power low.
That 3 there would be fine with me. I would say that Astroloy would be on the same level as Solar and Invar.
remember. Yeah.
And then Haste Alloy, Inconel. No, Haste Alloy, Stellite. Even Haste Alloy I could put down there. And then say Stellite, Inconel, Wasp Alloy. But that's saying that Haste Alloy is the same as Solder. And
it's not.
It's not. Solder is harder to make than Haste Alloy.
So you could bump Solder up.
Bump that to 4. And bump that down to 3.
Maybe.
Haste Alloy. Stellite. We would leave at 4. Is Stellite the same? 10 to 20. You need higher temperature and a smaller pressure. Pressure's not that hard to get rid of when you're getting a higher temperature.
No, but keeping the temperature high is harder to do.
It's hard, yeah. So I would say that Stellite would be harder than Solder.
So you can bump that to a 5.
And then that's going to make Inconel and then that. Haste and Astraloy being a 3, Solder being a 4.
Put Astraloy back to... Put Hastaloy and Astraloy.
Put them both back at 4.
Yeah, because look at what that just did to your
Your tier 3s.
Your pricing just straightened itself out.
That's definitely not right. Well then, we're saying that Solder is the same to make as Astraloy and Hastaloy. And I don't think that that's true.
Yes and no. Look at the price. If we were saying it was the same, then solder would be in the hundreds. It's not. It's 28.
Yeah, but it's 28 based on you're using tier 1 and tier 2.
You're using tier 1 items.
Well, okay, so
Period.
these here, I would say that these are tier 1. I would say that these, based on what we set up here, silicone, lead.
We changed lead, remember?
Yeah, we
Lead
gave it
is
a, we
6.
get, yeah, but I'm saying based on what our original value was here.
Okay.
Lead, silver, or silicone, silver, no, silicone, lead. That would be get tier 2.
But we moved lead into the silver bracket. Silicon and gold are in the same bracket. Lead and silver, nickel and cobalt are in the, lead, silver, and ice.
You would say that it would be more like this would be more of a this would be more of like purple. Based on, tier 1, tier 2, these be tier 3, tier 4, and then tier 5 of the ores. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then solar takes
So
one
we
tier
moved
1
lead into the tier 4.
and then one tier 4.
Okay. Is $28 or 28 credits for a solder not enough?
Well, I'm just thinking your time to production, right? That's what we were trying to figure out, time to production.
Well, we were just using production like
we're value. That's
like
our
delta,
ghost value.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably like a 5. It's harder than Astraloy and Hastaloy, guaranteed, to produce that.
So now it's $35 per ingot. Now this is per ingot.
Yeah, this is per ingot.
Or
It's
35
again.
credits per ingot. Ooh, ice cream cake.
Yeah. Again, I think that being handmade, 35 per ingot. I mean, you're talking 1 in. Yeah. I mean, we could bump that down to a 3. Yeah. Because it's 1 and 1. It would be the hardest of those.
See, that's where we're...
I would say it's 1.5. 2,
So you need
3.
to look at your functions and in your total value, modify this value that you have here, the sum times whatever. Modify it so that it rounds down.
Why would that make a difference? We have equal values right now.
Right, but if you put 1.25, it's going to be 7.5, rounded down 7. So that way we can use decimal points here in your delta.
I'm getting ready to come to bed too. To round it down, how would we round it down though?
Floor, FLOOR. If you click the function, if you click the FX button,
yeah,
does that not give you a function? No, but most of them give you a function list.
So it's floor and then okay. No, it's not impatient. B5 to C5. Where does it round down? Floor.math? Round
Floor
down to the
dot
near-
math. Round down to the nearest integer.
Okay. Floor.math, okay.
It's math flooring. Math ceiling takes it up. Math flooring takes it down. So now you can put 1.25 and it'll take it down 7. Or you can put 1.75 and it'll take it to 8.
10.
Or 10. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. All right. Well, that's what we need. So now that we've got base values, we can go through. I think I'm happy with those. I think that those are decent values.
And that's your base prices. 7 for steel, 20 for constant tan,
24 for Envar, 22 for Electrum, 21 for solder.
88 for Astroloy, and then your base prices up here.
Yeah, these are going to be your base values for all the
and that's your base price for all of that.
Yeah, whether it's or ingots. I mean, doesn't make a difference.
Right. Now the next step is to take all of the items that we're selling and figure out.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug them in here, what it costs to make them, and then that's gonna give me my value, and that value from moving based on this, the value that we have here, I would say this is fine.
And I would also say all the prices are gonna plummet.
Maybe. So like a pistol, what's a pistol cost?
So 10 steel and
energy pistol.
Or 30 steel. No, not an energy pistol. It's a handgun.
That's 30 steel, 10 nickel. So
Steel,
30,
10 nickel.
That's going to be...
So 30 times 7.
And then 30 times 3 is 60, no, 90. And then 10 nickel.
Pull your thing down for enough.
Should be... It is down. M30. Oh, because I didn't give it a value. A production time.
Oh. So give it a production time of 2. Okay.
So even if it's a production time of 1, I mean, it's 250.
Now it went down.
So I'm probably at 1.5 or 1. Because I think they're what, 250? 300?
No, they're 400.
400? Yeah. So, I mean, I can take production time into consideration when there are certain things, you know what I mean? Most of them production time's going to be 1. Yeah. And then, you know. But, I mean, that gives me something to work with. So.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for helping me out. I'm going to go spend some time with my wife.
Don't forget to tell her we love her.
I won't.
Tell we love him.
Right? Guys, you have a wonderful night. Thanks for hanging out. We will be back on Tuesday afternoon. I'm off, so yeah.
Later, everybody.
You guys have a wonderful night. Coast, CK, thanks for hanging out, helping out. Appreciate it. Let's go see who we can go say hi to. Let's go. Let's go say hi to. We don't get to do this very often. Go say hi to Little Echo. Guys, we will see you on Tuesday. Have a good night, everybody.